Hey guys, Somebody's Gun here. Today we're going to be talking about how to find a trio that works for you. So it's going to be broken up into four different pieces. First is goals, second is going to be schedule, third is communication, and fourth is play style. Then you're going to want to give it a try. Try it out, and then at the end of the video, I'll tell you a little bit how to break it off if you don't think that it works. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let's dive right in. So the first thing that you should look at when trying to find a trio is to understand if your goals align. So you should have both realistic goals and then you should have similar goals to teammates that you're trying to add or join into a trio. If you've never made a top 200 before, your goal shouldn't be to win FNCS trios. Yes, I mean, that could be a stretch goal, but let's be realistic with ourselves. If we've never even broken the top 200 in any event, we've never made money, how can we expect to win this event coming up? And then on the opposite end, say, you've been a top 25, top 10 team consistently. If your goals are to win the event or at least come top 5, top 10, you're probably not going to want to work with someone who's never played at the highest level. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be a good teammate, but you got to temper expectations because someone who's been able to play at the highest level is going to have higher goals and expectations for themselves and their teams than someone who is simply just trying to break into the top X in a tournament. So, first is goals. Now, again, they should be realistic. And then also over the short and long term, right? Because right now we're having trio cash cups. So the goal should be to perform well in those cash cups, but ultimately to build synergy across these cash cup tournaments for trio FNCS next season. Now, you might want to go ahead and try out a couple different trios during this tournament here because you have the time to test different things, but make sure that you're not throwing some synergy team building by trying different trios out and then leaving yourself stuck without an actual team and having to re-find a trio right before FNCS. All right, the next point is a schedule. So most of you are probably going to be expecting to play again the cash cups, but if there's other third party tournaments that you're looking to play in, make sure that your schedule aligns with your teammates, not only just for playing the tournaments, but if you want to run practice. If you don't, then okay, that's fine, just make sure the tournaments work out. But if you want to run practice with your teammates, make sure your schedules align so there's not a constant fight between we should be playing at this time, that time. That should be something pretty clear and easy to get over at first. So schedules are important. And third is going to be communication. So here in the US, it's not going to be as difficult. Or I guess North America, it's not going to be as difficult as most people are going to speak English. But especially in EU, when you have various different languages that players may speak, communication is going to be key. And to be able to speak in your native language is going to allow you to communicate more effectively. Trying to speak in a language that you're not 100% comfortable speaking in is going to hinder your gameplay, as you're going to have to think about the proper words and may say things incorrectly. And no fault to your own. I mean, it's awesome that you know a second language, but I would recommend trying to play in your native language if possible. Or if you're comfortable speaking in, a second or third language, go for it. Here in the US, what you want to do is have a basic understanding of the game. So when you're calming stuff, what are you speaking at? Are you talking in directions? Are you using the numbers? Because I think we've all played with people who will say, there's someone 185 over there. And then there's other people who say, he's over here northeast. Those are just like small pieces of communication that if you're on the same page can help you be successful in your trio. And this doesn't necessarily have to be set in stone up front. Communication is something that can be built upon over time. But if you don't have time to do that and you're just trying to jump right into it, that's something that I would also look for. The final piece is going to be your play styles. So if you're someone who likes to play more passive, will kind of camp and storm, play heal offs, play floppers, play more passive. You're not trying to look for fights recklessly all the time, or even just look for normal fights throughout the game. You'd rather just relax, play placement. Then you probably don't want to join a trio that's going to be looking to W key the entire time. So make sure your playstyle, first you understand your own playstyle. Then when you're reaching out and communicating with other potential teammates, you're effectively communicating what and how you would like to play. This is going to help you again up front if your expectations are different for the style of game that you're going to play going in than your teammates, then there's going to be a disconnect, and likely someone's either going to have to change their expectations or it's just not going to work out. So, again, understand your play style so then you can effectively communicate that to somebody else and make sure that those people are on the same page as you. And the final piece is just trying it out, guys. Like, honestly, all the stars could align. It could be the best trio in the world, but for whatever reason, you go into the game and it just doesn't work. Well, then I would give it a try. Make sure it's not just like a couple arena games. After like 2 arena games, you die off spawn. You're like, oh, screw this. I'm not playing with these guys. They're trash. It's like, no, you didn't give it a shot. Play for a few days, maybe a week, understand, the ins and outs, try and improve on things or weaknesses that you see within the trio. And if you don't start seeing things come together, or one of the 4 pieces that I mentioned earlier are not there, then, it's time to move on. But it also could, flow perfectly. I don't know. There's going to be goods and bads, obviously, throughout all of the cash cups, and hopefully by the time the cash cups end, everyone has themselves a solid trio and we see some awesome gameplay. But let's say it doesn't work out, okay? Because it's not going to work out for everyone. How do you go about telling someone that it doesn't work out? For me, it would come back to one of these 4 pieces that I mentioned. If there's not an alignment on these 4 pieces, just be honest. Tell the person, hey, I don't think our goals align, or our schedules don't line up. I don't think that we communicate well together, whatever it may be. And sometimes it's going to be hard, right? Like, it's not easy to tell someone, I don't think it works out, right? So understand that it could be a difficult conversation. Be prepared to have that, and don't hold yourself back because you don't want to have a difficult conversation. If you think you can do better, then go ahead, respectfully tell someone you're going to go your own way and find another trio, or make sure you're being, polite about it. You don't need to always just ghost someone, because if you just stop speaking to someone, it's going to be very difficult for them to understand what's going on. And before you leave a trio, I would make sure that you're not leaving your best option. Like, say it's people you've had synergy with, you've played together for a while, and you really don't know what you're doing outside of the trio. So really the best idea to go ahead and move on or leave? I wouldn't think so. Um, I'll go ahead, throw some different discords and links that you can find potential trios in. These are going to be various places that have like looking for groups and just general locations where you can try and find people, and then come through this list of stuff. Make sure it works with them. So good luck, guys. I hope this video helped you, and I will see you next time.